This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. May 19 return date for Pathways murder accused. Andre Ruddock, who is accused of cutting the throat of a woman during an alleged church ritual in St. James, has been further remanded until May 19. The new mentioned date was scheduled in the Home Circuit Court this morning after the court was told that the post-mortem report is still outstanding. Venice Brown, one of the lawyers representing the defendant, also informed Justice Simone Wolfe-Rees that she is yet to take instructions from her client in relation to the psychiatric evaluation report, which had stated that Ruddock is fit to plea. As a result, a new date was scheduled for the report to be made available, as well as for Ruddock to have discussions with his lawyers so that the matter can be placed on the plea and the case management hearing list. Ruddock appeared in court today remotely. Ruddock is charged with the murder of 39-year-old Tanika Gardner during the October 17 alleged sacrificial ritual at the Pathways International Kingdom Restoration Ministries in St. James. Kevin Smith, the now deceased leader of Pathways International, died in a three-vehicle collision on October 25 along with Constable Orlando Irons. On the fateful night, Ruddock was reportedly called the Archangel Gabriel and along with another man handed knives and commanded to cut Gardner's throat. It is alleged that only Ruddock carried out Smith's order, as the other man declined. Gardner was laid to rest on January 19. Attorney at law Anthony Williams is representing the defendant. CPFSA encourages more persons to become foster parents. Chief Executive Officer of the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, Rosalie Gage-Gray, has made an impassioned appeal for more Jamaicans to foster children in state care. This appeal was made at a recent church service held at the Edgewater Baptist Church in Portmore, St. Catherine, to conclude the agency's 2022 Annual National Foster Care Week, celebrated in the second week of February annually. Themed Fostering Love, Every Child Needs a Family, a slew of activities were held to mark the week, including church services, community walks and drive-thrus, meetings with organizations, information booth setups, media interviews, social media postings, apprehension and training sessions for foster parents. Promotional advertisements and time signals are currently being aired on radio stations, encouraging greater participation in the program. Commenting on the National Foster Care Program, Gage-Gray said she is pleased with the advancement of the program, highlighting its positive impacts in the lives of vulnerable children. The program serves as a lifeline for many children who are unable to be cared for by their biological relatives. It continues to provide support to address the health, educational, and psychosocial needs of approximately 1,183 foster children in 1,005 foster care homes. Referring to the partnership between the CPFSA and the foster parents, the CEO said that the agency has been blessed with a cadre of committed foster parents island-wide who go beyond the call of duty to serve our children. In ensuring the highest quality of care for children, she said the agency remains in close contact with the foster families through different associations, including meetings, visits, training workshops, and seminars. She noted further that the relationship between the foster parents and the agency has borne much fruit, evident in the constant accomplishments of our children over the years, adding that the agency is committed to working with the foster parents to improve the lives of the most vulnerable. She also used the occasion to remind the foster parents and the officers of their roles and responsibilities in caring for children entrusted in their care, emphasizing that all have a duty to promote and preserve the rights of children. The Rev. Dr. Dillon Toussaint, pastor of the Edgewater Baptist Church, in his message, underscored the importance of good family life and the values as it relates to the well-being of children. He also lauded the agency for the work being done and urged for continued vigilance in the care and the protection of the nation's children. We should not take the work of the CPFSA for granted, in particular their effort to strengthen families, as it is hoped that those who are without families should be within families. The family is the fabric of society that can bring restoration and stability to the abused, abandoned, orphaned, and neglected, he said. Foster care is a component of CPFSC's Living in Family Environment program and is a process that allows non-biological parents to care for children in state care, providing them with a nurturing home environment while positively contributing to their overall development. For further information on foster care, persons may contact the CPFSA at 876-948-284122, visit any of their parish offices or website at www.childprotection.gov.jm. Reggae veteran Denroy Morgan has died. Patriarch of the Morgan Heritage Clan, Denroy Morgan, died at his home in Atlanta, USA on Thursday. The veteran singer was 76. His son, Mojo Morgan, confirmed his death to the news. In the summer of 1981, Morgan had a smash crossover hit, I'll Do Anything For You. It made Clarendon-born Morgan, who had lived in the U.S. since 1966, a star. It entered Billboard magazine's pop, R&B, and dance charts and was eventually certified gold. Morgan first settled in Florida when he moved to the U.S., but laid down roots in New York during the late 1960s. For most of the 1970s, he was a member of the Black Eagles, a reggae band that played mostly clubs in Brooklyn. Government wants all Jamaicans in diaspora to be registered. State Minister for Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Senator Leslie Campbell, has recommended that Jamaicans living in the diaspora register with the country's diplomatic offices abroad. Senator Campbell said that the problems raised in trying to repatriate the 20 Jamaican students who were flown home from war-torn Ukraine on Wednesday night showed that there is a need for the registration of all Jamaicans living abroad. We are concerned about the welfare of the children who returned home last Wednesday night. 20 of them returned. Jamaicans overseas need to have some kind of registration with us, that in the unlikely event that we have more situations like this, we can readily find them, the minister said. It was responding to questions raised by leader of opposition business in the House of Representatives, Anthony Hilton, who was concerned about what would be the next step for the students now that they have returned home. Campbell was representing Foreign Affairs Minister Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith, who was unable to attend Thursday's meeting of the Standing Finance Committee of the House of Representatives reviewing the 2022-2023 budget because of duties with CARICOM's 33rd Intersessional Meeting of Head of Government in Belize. Campbell noted that the ministry had looked at the list of Jamaicans residing in Russia, which has invaded Ukraine, and found that instead of 8, the number was much more. Initially, we were of the mistaken impression that there were 8 persons. Now it turns out that the most recent number we have is 21. If the students in the Ukraine were registered, we could have had ready access to them, he pointed out. Last weekend, Johnson-Smith said that the ministry had indications that Jamaican students were in Russia and the surrounding Eastern European countries and could have been impacted by the violent conflict. On Thursday, the Foreign Ministry advised the Jamaicans, including students in Russia, to consider making arrangements to leave as soon as possible in view of the growing impact of sanctions on Russia in response to its invasion of Ukraine. We are aware that some students are already making plans to leave, and we encourage others to do the same. The fact is that with the announcement by several countries of the imposition of restrictions on flights entering their countries from Russia, alternative routes out of that country will have to be explored. Students and their families should try to be proactive, as this may become more difficult as more sanctions are applied and as they tighten, Johnson-Smith said in a press release. In the meantime, Johnson-Smith is reminding Jamaicans in surrounding countries in Eastern Europe to explore opportunities for safe passage to alternative locations in order to establish relationships with relatives or friends that may be of assistance in securing resources and ensuring their safety. The ministry may be contacted via email at consular@mfaft.gov.jm, or at consularassist@mfaft.gov.jm. Person of interest sought in relation to fatal chopping in Portland. A person of interest is being sought for questioning in connection with the chopping death of a 26-year-old man in Shrewsbury, Portland on Thursday. Tyrone Thompson, a Mason from the community, was attacked about 2 a.m. after leaving a party in Fruitful Vale. It's reported that Mr. Thompson and another man got into an argument at the party. Mr. Thompson left the venue and was walking home when he was attacked and chopped. He was later pronounced dead at hospital. The suspect is being asked to turn himself into the police. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.